Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video tutorial we are going to talk about table in Materialize CSS. Okay, let's get started. I have my web browser. I will have my Visual Studio Code. I think that's the two things we'll be needing here. So in my Visual Studio Code, I have already created an index file, as you can see here, and I have do the configuration, as you can see here. Okay, this is the one for header and the one that will be just before the closing body tag. If you don't really understand this, you can watch the number 1 video tutorial of this tutorial series. I will put the link in the description below. Okay, so just want to fasten up our tutorial from where we stop. So let's continue, please. So here, a materialized table, just like we know in web, table is a nice way we organize a lot of data. Okay, so you can read more about this here when you visit materializecss.com/table.html. Okay, so you want to start testing out this stuff. Okay, this is the normal table they have. This is the normal table. Okay, let me just paste it here. Okay, so the normal table, just like this is the table in HTML version 5, where you have the table tag that starts from here, okay, and ends here. Then you now have section by section, which is the table head that starts from here and ends here. Okay, inside the table head we have the table row, okay, and the th. This is for table head. Okay, we have the one of table body, t body, where you pull the data. Okay, and also we have the t foot, which is not that really mandatory, something like this. Let me copy this and use it. We have the t foot. Check out in my YouTube channel, you will see where we discuss about table in my channel. Okay, you will understand this more if you are not getting it here. T foot. If you really want to use foot, okay, because it's t foot, we change this to td. Okay, just like the way we write table in HTML. Okay, so having putting everything about Materialize, the CSS link, okay, and the JavaScript, let's test out this code. Okay, I reveal in File Explorer. Okay, double click on this. You see the table we have. Okay, this is the default table. The default table in Materialize or CSS. Okay, let me just put it inside a container. Let me just do something here. Div class is container. Okay, let the div start here. Let me copy the end and just put it here so that this table will be inside the container. Okay, let's test this code again. Okay, that's the table, right? That's the default table. Now back to Materialize, we can stripe our table. What we mean by stripe is a kind of something you are seeing here, differentiating the rows so that people can easily read through. Okay, if you want to do something like this stripe that I'm pointing at, just add this class table on the table tag for stripe, just like this suggests. So we go back here. If you need a stripe table, what you will do is to come back here and write class and put stripes like this. Okay, you now have a stripe table. So back to our own code, I refresh, you see that this table is striped and this table doesn't have any border. Okay, if I want to highlight, what we mean by highlight is whenever I hover over a table, you notice that the system highlighted the main row that I hovered over. Okay, so I can easily know or point out. It just helps people to read through the data. So anytime you want to do something like this in Materialize, what you have to do is to use highlight. Okay, I now copy highlight, change this stripe to highlight. So when I come back to my code, you see I have the highlight. Okay, you can still add two of them. You can still do stripe, okay, and still do highlight. Look at what will happen here. You see I have stripe. Anytime I hover over now, you see this is the footer now. So this footer cannot be highlighted because it's not where the data is being placed. This is the header. Okay, so look at where this will have effect in this T body. Okay, so this is for the striped and the highlight. We equally have okay, centered is all about pulling all those data at the center instead of starting from here. The data now is at the center. Okay, I can use it class centered. Can still put all of them together, not minding their order. Okay, stripe, highlighted, and centered. If you want, you can only use centered or any of these based on your design. Okay, so back to my code here, I refresh. You see all the data is at the center except the footer data. Okay, like I said, this footer is always optional. Okay, it's always optional. If you really know it's important for you, you can use it. Okay, I just want to place it so that some people will not be asking why didn't we have T foots on the table. Okay, so back to Materialize, we have responsive table. Okay, it says add this to the tag to make the table scrollable. Okay, so I'm going to talk about this. Let me copy this responsive table, okay, and put it here. Back to our code, you will not really notice the effect, okay, but it makes this table to scroll from right to left. Okay, let me show you what I mean. If I go to inspect, if I right click here, select inspect, okay, I now have inspect. You see I'm already on the phone responsive and I'm using a small screen, as you can see here. So look at what we mean by responsive. You see that this data can be scrolled from right to left. Okay, assuming I remove this responsive, let me go back here and remove responsive. Okay, if I refresh, you see that this table is not responsive. I cannot scroll. Assuming I have a number of more columns, it will be hidden and those data will be lost, in the sense that people will not be able to see those data. Assuming we have like more additional columns here. Okay, but when you have something like that, you put it you make it responsive by writing responsive dash table. Okay, so that on mobile view you have something like this, so that you can easily scroll, and in that way you are expected to remove this T foot. Okay, let me just remove this T foot. In Materialize, I think it's better you don't use T foot. The header already have what you need. Okay, we refresh. Okay, you see we have our table being responsive. We can scroll through our table. Okay, I think that's all what we have for table. Okay, thank you so much for your time, guys. See you in the next video. Bye bye.